All right, I'm going to break down a familiar pose or movement that a lot of people know. It's either called cat-cow or you may know it as cat-camel. But we're going to start by doing the movement traditionally. So we'll get right into it by putting the hands below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. And then go ahead, let's just take a little body scan of awareness. Inhale and bring your heels towards your bottom. Squeeze nice and tight with those hamstrings. Flex the feet slowly. Good. Keep digging your heels towards your bottom. Pushing through the pads of your fingers more than your wrist creases. That'll save your wrist joint. Take a nice big in-breath, fill up. And then as you exhale, point your toes and slowly push the tops of the feet down and through the mat. Pull your belly button in, bring your chin slightly to your chest, and puff up between the shoulder blades. That was a lot. You get all that? Ground through the feet, belly all in. Slightly puffing up between the shoulder blades. Chin to the chest, close the eyes. Capture your awareness. What is it on? Can you bring it onto your breath? Can you bring it onto a body scan? And then slowly start to intuitively move to find a cat shape. If this is your first time, you're going to round up through your spine, pushing the earth away, pushing into the tops of the feet. Belly button comes up and in. You're making a big C shape with the spine. And then we're going to start at the tail, at the end. So lift your tail feathers up. Drop your belly down towards the floor and lift your gaze forward. This is your cow or camel. Exhale, push the earth away. Round up through the spine. Push through each pad in your finger. Nice C shape. Look for your belly button with your gaze. And then slowly untuck the tail. Inhale to inflate the lungs and reach the chest forward. Exhale, starting at the head, chin to chest, round and roll up. Push the ground away, tuck the tail. Reverse, start with the tail. Slowly roll through the spine all the way back forward, up and through the neck. Reverse, send that energy back down through the neck, down through the mid-back, low back, tail. And then flow through this a few times on your own. Maybe you find a spot that's a little sticky and you wiggle into that spot. Okay, so that's a great way to kind of mobilize or wake up the whole back into what we call spinal flexion and spinal extension. So now we're going to work on those two movements, flexion and extension of the spine. So we're essentially focusing on spinal mobility, but we're going to target our low back. So how do we get that movement just focused down here? So we're going to lock out the mid back to do that. So what I want you to do is we're going to bring the knees a little bit to the side. So before the knees were below the hips. Now just step them out a little bit. And then you can either stay on your fists, on your hands, or down on your forearms. You can choose whatever feels best for your body. I'm going to stay up here on my hands. And then with your knees a little wider, I want you to do the same movement. Inhale, dropping your belly down into a cow. Exhale, methodically rolling up into your cat. And as you move slowly back and forth here, you may start to notice that you're kind of twerking, or it feels that way. But I want you to move past that once you get your laugh, and I want you to focus here. So I want you to see that movement happen just at the tailbone and the low back. So you're focusing on that flexion. And honestly, it doesn't have to be a big movement. There's no winning this movement. It's just simply as far as you can go in a pain-free range. And maybe each time if flexing up is a little painful, I know that it was for me coming out of my disc injury. So maybe you start really small and you just accentuate the extension or the banana. And then just take a few more there, moving with the breath in the same way as before. And that is a great way to morph your cat-cow into being more directed towards your low back.